So I've started the recording now. Okay. Now anyone who joins after this session, I'll not accept them because see again I'll get distracted when letting you people inside. Okay. So just make sure that you enter the meeting in the given time. Fine. So can we just have a quick recap like what we did in the yesterday session? You can just give on chat like what we uh, did in the previous session, like anyone. So we studied about variables, correct? Yeah, we studied about variables. Now what are variables? Variables are nothing but they are the containers where you will be storing some values over there. Okay, we will be using variables to store some values within it. Okay, so it will be acting as a container over here. Got it? That is nothing but your variables. So now today we will be studying about something known as Python strings. Okay, now what are strings? Now when you have some things which are in the format of alphabets or alphanumeric characters, okay, that time you have to give it in the form of string over here. So this is nothing but we call this as Python string over here. Okay, so let's see some theory over here. Like string in Pythons are surrounded either by single quotation or it can be in double quotation. Okay, so if you remember when I gave just the message that is hello, okay, either you can give in double quotation or you can just give in single quotation. So let me start my Jupyter notebook. So anyone finding any issues in installing the Anaconda? All good with everyone? Like everyone has installed? Okay, fine. I can see like many of them have installed. Okay, so I suppose there is no issue in downloading the Anaconda. Okay, so what are strings? As I told you, strings are nothing but it is the alphanumerical or alphabetical things which you have in as a type of data. Okay, so when you just install when you just write the string over here, you have to give it in either double quotation or single quotation. So if I show you over here like new Python 3. Over here, I'll just write a variable, okay, as var1 over here, and I'll just try to store something, some value over here. Okay, now if I store a value that is hello, welcome to the session. Okay, so this is not the proper way where you will be creating a variable name, correct? Because if you want to define any string over here, as I told you, it should be in single quotation or it should be in double quotation. So you can write in this format also, or you can write in single quotation also. So it will be two things over here. So if I give var uh, 2 over here, and if I store something in single quotation, okay, so again I'll say hello, my name is Alex, like that. So this is how you will be denoting the string over here. Okay, this is how your string will be written. It will be always in the format of double quotation, and it will be either in the form of single quotation. So if I give print over here, and if I want to see the variable name over here, so just give the variable name. As I told you, Python is case sensitive, so you have to keep in mind whether you just give it in the lowercase or uppercase, it will be mattering a lot. Okay, so if I want to print one more variable, that is var2. So this is how you will be printing the string over here. Okay. Fine. So we'll see more into strings now. Okay. So you can see like you can display the string literal with the print function. Okay. So as you know, print function will be used to just display the thing over here. So over here I have taken string. Okay. This is not a variable. This is a string. That's why it is in double quotation. So you have to keep in mind like all these things. Okay. Whatever things are there. Now, how we will be assigning a variable to the string. Okay. Now, assigning a string to a variable is done with the variable name followed by an equal sign in the string. Okay. So you create a variable name that is A and you just assign some values over here to that variable A. So over here you have a value that is hello, correct? And that hello has been stored inside your A. So if you go to see what is the type of my data, if I give type of variable, make sure you just give it in proper way. Can you see it is in type string? Okay, now it is in type string. Now if you give anything within quotes, that is either single or double, it will be treated as a variable only. For example, let's suppose I just gave a number that is 1990. Okay, and I want to see the type of that variable. So what it will be, guys? Any guesses? Any guesses what this data will be? What will be the type of this data? That is variable 3. String or integer? How many of you go with string? Yes, everyone is going with string. Fantastic. Because whatever data you give or whatever values you give within quotation, that is either single or double, it will be string over here. So can you see you got a value as string over here? If you run it again, you will get a value as string over here. Let me hide this one. See, we got a value as string over here. Okay, your variable 3 is string over here. Now you can just have a multi-line string. Multi-line string is nothing but the paragraph which you have. Okay. For example, if you want to display any message saying to the user like welcome, IP is connecting or the router is booting, like that, if you want to give any message, so there will be a chance like that message will be in the form of paragraph. Okay. So that time you can go with this also. You have to give triple quotation over here. Then it will be considered as a multi-line string. Okay, you can just give any paragraph over here, such as if I go to the ID again. Okay, if I create a variable as where one and I'm giving some value. Okay, so I'll just say hello, my name is Akshay. I am 29 years old. Okay, let's suppose you have more information regarding this. So I am currently trying for CCIE TeamNet. So this is the message which I want to pass. Okay, so can you see these are the multi-line value string which you want to pass. So this when you print the value over here, for example, var1, so that value will be displayed over here. Okay, so when you have multiple string values or if you want to give the information in multiple ways, that time you can follow multi-line string rule. Okay, now strings are arrays. Have you heard of arrays? Anyone has heard of arrays before? Yes, anyone knows arrays? Like, can you tell me what do you understand by array? Yes, exactly, Mudassar. It is as a container well. Okay. It is also like a container. So basically, if you have a similar type of data or if you have dissimilar type of data, if you want to store that types of data, you can use arrays. Okay. So basically in programming language, arrays are denoted by square bracket. Okay. Arrays are denoted in the square bracket. Yes, list is also denoted as square bracket, but arrays are like when we had other programming language like C, C++, and Java. In that, the square bracket denotes as array. But in Python, the square bracket will be denoted as list, which we will be seeing in the coming part. Okay. Now, as I told you, arrays will be nothing but it will be the combination of similar type of data or non-similar type of data. It can be either a sequence type of data or it can be any non-sequence type of data. Okay. So when I say similar type and dissimilar type, either the values can be entirely integer or the values can be combination of integers as well as string. That is nothing but your arrays. So arrays over here will be in Python. It will be telling you the position of the data which you have. Okay. For example, if I go to my code, if I take this variable, or let me take create a variable over here as variable 2, and I just give a value hello, or I'll just say uh, cisco.com. Okay. Now what are arrays? Basically, arrays will be telling you the position of the data where you are, like on which position the data is present. For example, what will be the position for this data? If I start, we have a number that starts from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like that, correct? But in Python, it will not start with your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It will be starting from 0. Okay. So whatever element you have, whatever data you have, the first data will be in the 0th position. Now tell me if I want to access dot over here. Okay. If I want to access dot over here, which position it is? Just check again. If I want to access dot over here, so what you have to do is first you have to give the variable name, then you have to mention the position over here. Okay, this is what accessing the element. So for dot, what will be? Whether it will be 5 or 6? I guess it should be 6, correct? The ones who have told 5, that's the incorrect answer. Why? Because over here I have taken spacing also. Yes, yes, Rafi, correct. We have taken space also. So space is also considered as a character over here. Okay. Now if you give 5 over here, I'll not get anything because see space cannot be seen over here, correct? So I'll not see anything over here. So that is how your accessing of the element by using arrays will work. Okay. So these are the basic things which are related to Python. So not that much required in your network automation, but see if you go for Python, it's like it's better to have a root knowledge of the thing, correct? So that's the reason we are seeing small things in Python over here. Okay. So the next one over here is, now I'll take one more example. You just tell me, create a variable that is var3, and I just add some value that is hello, how are you? Tell me if I want to access y, what is the position? What will be the number? So I'll just write the var3. Okay, 14. Everyone is like 14. If I want to access y, any other values? Okay, all are going with 14. Any other answers? Okay, so if the 14 is the answer, I'll go with 14 and I'll see whether what value I got. Very good. The value is y when I give 14 over here. Okay, so this is how you will be accessing over here. So we have the range function also, like you can just specify the value from which position you want to start, and it will go to the end position which you mentioned. Okay, now for example, if I give from 2 to 14, can you tell me like what will be the value if I go from 2 to 14? If I consider 2 to 14, that is 0, 1, 2. So from L to y I should get the value. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Correct. First from L to Y it will go. So if I run, see, can you see from L I can go till Y. So over here Y will be not considered because it will be 1 minus. If you want Y, you have to give 15 over here. Because the thing is over here, like if you consider, if you remember the integer which we learned in the school, it used to start from 0, correct? And on the negative side over here we had the negative numbers, the scale which we studied, -1, -3, then -4, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that, correct? But over here it doesn't work like that. Now when you go from left to right, okay, if I say from left to right, the values will be starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But when you go from right to left, the value will be 1 minus. It will be starting from -1, -2, -3, like that position. Okay. Now whenever you want to access the last element, you have to give 1 minus of that. Now tell me, if I want to access O over here, what value will come? From 2 till O I want to access. So what number I have to take? 17 or 16? How many of you are saying 16 or how many of you are saying 17? I want you to be, I want O to be there in the part. If I run, I'll get Y over here. I want O also over here. So I suppose, I guess it should be 17. So that's why I'll get O also over here. But can you see one thing over here? As it was the last element, it was 1 minus. So over here, what you can do is just give 16 and we'll get the value, because it is the last value. As it is the last value, it will not, like the -1 concept will not work. Okay, if you do -1, it will not work. So you can give -2 over here and still you'll get 1 minus over here. Okay, so keep it 16 and you'll get the value over here. What if we want double quotation also? Double quotation is not considered as a part of your message. It is just a way to denote the string. Okay, it is just to see how the representation of string will be. So double quotation will not be included when you print the thing over here. When I printed this message, can you see any double quotation over here? No, right? Because it is not considered as the value over here. Okay, now if I take -1 over here, so it will be u. You will see u over here, correct? U will be removed because -1 means from here the value will be removed, so you will not get any value over here. Okay, now looping we'll do later on. Okay, we'll not start looping over here. Now you have a built-in function that is length, which will be used to just see the length of the string. So if I go again, okay, when you give the length command over here, you'll come to know like what is the total values which is present inside your string. That means total element. Okay, so if I give print length of, what is the variable name, it's where2. So you'll come to know like there are 10 elements in the variable 2. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, correct? There are 10 elements, so you got 10. So if you give if you want to see the length of your variable 3, that is hello how are you, you can also get it as 17 over here. Okay, so the length function, this is the built-in function which we have in Python. Okay, you don't have to write a code for that. You just have to use the function to view the length of your variable. Okay, length of your string or length of the value which is present inside your variable. Any doubts till now? Any doubts, guys? where you are getting invalid syntax error, Rohit. Okay, we'll move to the next part then. So there are multiple things which we can do on the string. Okay, there are multiple things which you can do. As I told you over here, that we have 0 to, we have, if you want to see the range function which starts from 2 to 5, you can use. But as you can see over here, get the characters from 0 position to 5th position. 5th position will be not included. Okay, so if you go from this side, that is from, if you go from left side to right, your this will be not included. Okay, now string slicing, we have that string slicing, we have that is nothing but over here you will be removing the things on the like cutting down the values over here, which is also not required for you people. Okay, you can just see the strings function over here, like we have something known as upper. Now what upper will be doing is basically whatever values you have, it will be in the uppercase. Okay, upper function will be converting all the strings value into upper format. All it will be in the uppercase. Okay, so if I give like a dot variable 3 dot upper, what I have done, I just take the built-in function upper over here. Okay, now what will happen, the variable 3 over here will be just turned to the upper position. It will get into upper position. So can you see all the things have turned into a uppercase? Yeah, so this upper function, what it will do, it will just change the all the lowercase value into uppercase. Okay, so if you have seen the, when you I think in some government forms, okay, in some government website, when you give the information, if you given the lowercase, that information will also get turned into double, it will turn into uppercase. Has anyone seen that? When you give any information, the names, okay, the names or your first name or second name, last name, anything, when you give, when you type it, it will be in the lowercase format, but automatically it will convert it into uppercase. Has anyone seen that? Yeah, so that's how your upper function will be working at the back end of your code. That upper function will be working, which will be converting all the values into uppercase. Similarly, you can try for lower also. So what you do is you just take one value, okay, you just create your variable. Everyone, whoever is working on the laptop, just take a variable in which you are storing the string value, okay, and just try to use this function. If you create a variable, whatever variable you have created, just assign a string to that variable. For example, I have a variable 3 over here, and just check with this function, that is lower. Okay, and whatever output you get, just send me on the chat, I'll verify it. So what this function will be doing is, that is lower, it will be turning all the uppercase or lowercase into small thing. Okay, so if I make this as like this, so over here when I hit enter, my output should be, all the values should be in the lowercase over here. So just try with that and let me know. So is it mandatory to give space after print? No, not required. See, I have not given space over here, so you don't have to give space. It's not mandatory. Now why are you okay? You got, okay, Imran got the output. Fantastic. So it's working right now. If I hit enter over here, can you see the upper has changed all the thing into upper, and through the lower function, everything has been changed to lower. Everyone try and let me know. Okay, Rohit, you're getting the thing. So this is in Rohit, the output which you gave, it is in uppercase. I also want to see in lowercase. Okay, good. So that means everyone is getting. If you want to specific letter as uppercase, then what is the string? You cannot do that for specific string if you want to do. If you want to do for its specific string, you have to mention the space over here. Like I think for upper of 0 it will be. Just try everyone and just send it on the chat. Let me verify. So you have one more thing where you can just go to capitalize it. Okay. Basically, I think Pradeep asked me a question like how we can. What was the question? Yeah, if you sorry, Gopal asked me, right? So if you want to a specific letter to be an uppercase, it we cannot do that. We can do, but with the indexing value. But one method you can follow over here is you can just say where dot capitalize. Okay. Now when you give where dot capitalize, okay, variable 3 I have to give. So over here it will be like the first word will be in the capital format, the alphabet. Okay, and the rest will be in the small format. Can you see now over here? So this is how it will be working. Yeah, if we go with like print var 3, the give the index value over here. For example, if you want to change the index value of 0 1 2 3 4, this O. Okay, so give 0 1 2 3 4 and just give dot lower. See, we cannot see whether it has turned. Okay, we'll try for variable 2. 0 1 2 3. See, can you see now the Cisco has been turned to capital? Okay, sorry, the Cisco has turned to lower. Okay, this see, actually it was in lower only. So I'll just change this to upper so that that value can get into upper. Can you see? I did it. Okay. So when you give the index value through the index value, the value will be the specific value will be capitalized. Okay. You cannot tell capitalize if you want to say like okay the some values should be capital over here and the rest should be small. It will not happen like that. Either way it is upper, lower or capitalize, or you can just capitalize a single alphabet by mentioning the index value. So we have multiple things over here. Okay, so which are not required, like we have so much functions over here. Okay, that are built-in function which you can use in string, but those are not required for us as we are not dealing with values over here. Okay, our basic task is just to do automation. Any doubts? Yes, guys, I have unmuted you. You can ask me any doubts if you have in the string part. Hello, you can ask me doubts if you have.
It's clear, Akshay, for
Okay.
me.
Yeah. So others, I have unmuted you. You can ask me before I mute you all, before we go to the next part. Any doubts anyone is having? No, right?
No doubt.
Okay, you got the string concept. See, there are more things in string, but we don't have to use it. Okay, because see, we are not working on string or we are not into software development. So for you, just the basic knowledge of string is required. Okay, we don't have to dive deep into it. Got it? Okay, so we'll move to the next part, that is Boolean values. Okay, we have something known as Boolean values. Now, what are Boolean values? As I told you, Boolean values are nothing but either true or false. Yes, we have many libraries. Okay, we don't use that library, or you can call it as function also. But whatever basic things you require, I showed you that. There are many things also which you can see, but which are not that much required. So as I told you, what are Boolean values? Boolean values are nothing but either true or false value, correct? Either true or false value. So if I give a condition saying that, okay, this value is greater than this value. No, Boolean value is not 0 or 1. It is binary value, that is 0 or 1. Booleans are either true or false value. Okay. Let's suppose I say that 10 is greater than y. Sorry, 10 is greater than 20. Is it true? Is this condition true? No, right? This condition is not true. Correct? Because 10 is less than 20. So when you run, you get a value as false. Okay. So in networking also, when you want to decide like whether this instance is proper or not, you can go with Boolean function over here. Okay. For example, if you want to see like what is the shortest path, so you can compare the values over here between the metric count. Okay, and when you compare the values within a metric count, if any of the route is shortest, you will be getting the Boolean values through over here. So that time, that on those things you can automate the stuffs over there. Okay, now if I say that 10 is greater than 10, is it true? No, right? It's not true because 10 is equal to 10. So it should be what it should be. It should be 10 greater than 10. Now it is true. Okay. Now you have to keep one more thing in mind. Like over here, if you see, like if I say x equal to 10, okay, and if I say x equal to 10, what is the difference between them? I'll just unmute you, okay? Okay, from now onwards, I'll just unmute you. If you have any doubts, you can ask me directly. Let me unmute you. Okay. Can anyone tell me the difference between these two?
One is the assignment,
Under,
where just
yeah,
assign
yeah.
the value, and other one is just comparing x value of x with 10.
Which one is the assignment value?
The
The
first,
single equal to, correct?
yeah,
When you
the
have,
first one.
yeah, the single equal to. And when you
Correct.
have the double equal to, it is nothing but comparison. Okay.
Correct.
So just remember one thing, when you have single equal to, it will be acting as a assignment value, correct? I'm assigning some value to something, correct? I'm assigning 10 to this variable. But when you have double equal to, it will be what? It will be the comparative value, correct? It will be comparing. So over here, if you see like whatever we did, it was just the assignment value, correct? We assigned this value to this variable. So that's why we use single equal to. But if you want to compare something, you have to use double equal to over here. Okay. Now when I hit enter, what will be the value? Can you tell me? Is it true or false?
True.
It's true.
Okay, very good. It will be true over here. So this is how your Boolean values will be working. Okay, now if I give you that 10, what happened? Now if I say that 10, if I say that 10 is greater or equal to 10, what will be the condition now?
True.
True
True.
again.
Yeah, again it will be true value because we have equal to also. So the condition says that if 10 is greater or equal to 10, the condition should be true. Understood? Okay. Now we have one important concept in Python known as decision making. Can anyone tell me like what is decision making?
Decision making means if something is matching above, it will take. Otherwise, it will take next
Hmm,
action.
For example, if I
If
say
else.
like, okay, very good. The answer is if else over here. But let me put it in simple way. Okay, now let's assume you work for a organization. Okay, now if your performance is good, there will be a appraisal, or else there will be no appraisal. Correct? So there is a condition, like if my performance is high, okay, if my performance is good, my salary will be increased. Correct? That is a conditional statement. Correct? Okay, it is having some condition, like if you match this condition, that is what your performance should be good, only then the price will be, the salary will be increased, otherwise it will be not increased. Okay, so in Python also we have something known as if else statement. Okay, which will be used to, which will be used as a decision making over here. Okay, that is a conditional statement, we called it as, that is decision making. So we have if and we have elif, which is known as else if. Okay, we have if and we have else if. We have one more, that is nested else, nested if, or you can call it as elif. So what is the meaning of nested? It will be like one within one. So we'll see that later on, but let us do this thing first. Okay, now let us take some values such as x equal to 10, and let us take some value as y equal to 30, or let me take the input from the user only. I'll just enter the, guys, be on mute. So this is the reason I don't unmute you people. So enter the value, and over here also you can just say like input, integer input. We have one more value saying that enter the value. Okay, enter the value, enter the value. So what I'm doing is I'm taking two values from the user. Correct? So now what is the next step I have to do? I have to write a condition. I'll say that if x is greater than y, print, what you will print, you will say that x is greater. Correct? So over here, what is the condition? If whatever values is given by the user, okay, if the value x is greater than y, the statement should be executed over here is print. Okay, now see one thing over here, I have used the if keyword over here. Correct? I gave the condition, then I gave colon over here. So you have to follow this thing. Okay, you have to give colon at the end of your if statement. Now why do we give colon? So that your Python comes to know that okay, this is the termination of the if statement. There is nothing present over here. Okay, there is no value which is present over here. So we have to give colon. That will make it understand like this is the end of the statement over here. And can you see I have given space over here? Okay, after colon over here, it's not like after print over here, it's not one below the other. I've given it as a space over here. Now why space? Because this print statement should be considered as a part of your if statement. That's why I've given inside this. Okay, this is present inside this.
Indentation, right?
Yeah, we call it as indentation error. So I'll show you how the error will be looking like. Now let's suppose I didn't give I didn't give colon over here. Okay, when I hit enter, it will be saying that invalid syntax, because Python is like thinking, okay, is this the end of the condition, or is there any other condition which the developer has not given? Okay, it will get confused like that. So we have to give colon over here. Now, if I don't give space over here, now what it is saying? It is saying as indentation error over here. That means, what is indentation error? That means spacing error. Okay, we have to give space over here so that this print statement is considered as the body of the if statement. Okay, now I have given only one condition saying that, okay, let's suppose you went to a restaurant, okay, and you ordered something. So you ordered something like you will be saying, if Chinese is present, like if Chinese dish is present, please get it. You are not saying like, okay, if Chinese dish is not present, get me something else. You are not giving any alternate statement. Over here it's just the direct statement. Okay, now when I hit enter, it is asking me for the value. Now when I give 100 and when I give 50, what will be the value? What will be the output? Anyone?
X is greater than X is greater.
X is greater.
Okay, X is greater. Everyone agrees?
Yeah. That's correct. X is greater.
Okay, X is greater, because now what will happen is, see over here, X is having some value, correct? Now this value 100 is passed into X, and this value 50 will be passed into Y, correct? X and Y. Now over here the comparison will be happening, that is 100 is greater than 50 or not. Now if 100 is greater than 50, it's true, correct? This statement is true. So what it will happen? It will go inside the body of your if statement. And when it comes inside the body of the if statement, it will see, okay, there is a print message which I have to display. So then it will display the print message. So if I hit enter over here, it will say that X is greater, correct? You got it as X is greater? Yeah. Now if I run this again, okay, if I give a value that is 50 and if I give a value as 100, now can you tell me what will be the output?
Nothing.
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 Why nothing?
Why? Because we don't have any print for Y, right? I
Very
guess.
good, very good. Not for Y, we don't have anything like any statement which will be alternative for this condition, correct? For this condition that is over here, this is the false condition, correct? When the values will be passed over here, that is in the place of X 50 will be passed, and in the place of Y 100 will be passed. So when it does 50 is greater than 100, correct? Is it true 50 is greater than 100? No, right? The condition will be false over here. So what it will happen? It will not go inside the body of the if statement. It will just simply skip. But when it skips, it doesn't say anything over here. Okay. So if I if I run this thing, see, can you see I didn't got any output, because there is nothing which will be saying the alternative part over here. So what I have to do is I have to write else print Y is greater. Okay. Now it will make sense.
Yes.
If you give something value like if you give 50 in the place of X and 200 over, what will be the value? The output?
X, Y is greater.
Very good. So when the condition comes over here, the values when they are passed over here, like 50 is greater than Y, it is false, correct? When it says false, it will be skipping this part and it will be printing the next part. So when I hit enter over here, okay, I don't know for why, for 5 lines of code, my kernel is taking so much time. But what I'll do is I'll just copy this and I'll just open a new notebook.
నాన్న కొంచెం సౌండ్ తక్కువ పెట్టుకున్నాను.
Yes.
సారీ.
So when I do over here, if I give a value as 50 and 100, see you got the value as y is greater, correct? Got it? How your if else condition will be working. Either this condition, if this condition is true, you have to print this one, or else go with some other value. So now what you do is just write a code for me where you will be using if and else statement. Take your own example and just give me the output. Shahrukh, we cannot write it in one line because as it is an interpreted language, it will be step-by-step execution of the program. Okay, so over here you have to keep one thing in mind, like whatever code you write, it will be executed one after the other.
Sir, Shahrukh is asking about shorthand.
Which one?
Shorthand, sir. Shorthand in if else statement.
I didn't get it.
Sir, there is a concept of shorthand, sir.
Okay, what does it do?
Sir, it simplifies the if else statement into one line of code.
So you have to use the OR operator over there. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So that's not required over here because see, you should know the structure of the if else over here, like how if else will be working. But I don't think Shahrukh is asking about that. I think Shahrukh is asking about how if we write everything in a single line. Shahrukh, can you elaborate your question?
Sir, this is how shorthand works.
Are you pasting it, Mudassar?
Sir, paste it.
Can't see your value.
Paste it, sir.
Okay, just a second. Yeah, over here you have not given any value. So how the comparison will happen? So you have to take the input from the user also, correct?
Yes, of course, sir.
Yeah.
Of course, sir.
Yeah. So that will be little tricky because see if who are people who are new in Python, they will find it difficult when they write in single line. Okay. So it's better we go with the systematic way. Now let us solve one question over here. The question is nothing but do you remember how to find a number whether it is even or odd? Anyone knows what is even number or odd number?
Yes, sir.
Yes, can you tell me, Mudassar?
Sir, divided by 2, it means the number is even. If not divided by 2, it means the number is odd.
Divided in the sense like whether you should get the dividend or the quotient or the remainder. What you should get?
If remainder is
Remainder will
0,
be zero.
Yes.
Yeah,
Very good.
remainder
If
will
the-
be 0.
Yes, if the remainder is 0, the number will be even number. So what I'll do is I'll take a number that is num1, okay, or just number, and I'll tell the user to provide me the input. So I'll tell integer input, enter the value. Okay, so over here the user will be giving the number. So if I say if num %2 equals to 0, that means if whatever number I get, okay, whatever number I get, whatever the number the user has given, if I percentage by 2, now just remember one thing over here, sorry. If you take this as the number, okay, if you are dividing 2 by 10 over here, you will be getting two things, correct? 2 5s are 10, that will be 0. Okay, so you will be getting the quotient, that is 5, and you will be getting the remainder, that is 0 over here. Okay, now when you use this thing, the division symbol, you will be getting a value, that is quotient over here. If you want to get the remainder, you have to use percentage, that is modulus signature for you. Okay, modulus sign you have to use. Yeah, you have to use modulus sign over here. Now when you use modulus sign, okay, you will be getting a remainder value. Now if that remainder value is equals to 0, that is if the value matches to 0, what it will be? It will be the even number, correct? So give over here like print even number, okay, or else what it will be? Print odd number. So when I run this code, if I give 20, I got it as even number, correct? That means that number 20 has been passed over here. When I did percentage to equals to 0, I got it as even number. This condition was true, so I got it as even number, and this printing was printed. So then if I give a value that is 25, I got a value as odd number. Understood? Easy? Yes, guys?
Yeah, got that. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll give you one task. Okay, you just try this task. So what is the task is, can anyone tell me, like, if you want to get a driver's license, what is the minimum age?
18.
Okay, so I think it will be varying from country to country, but we'll take 18. Okay, if the candidate is 18 or 18 plus, you should allow him to get the driving license, or else you have to tell him that invalid age. Can you write a code for that?
Yeah.
I'll just write it over. Write a code to find whether a person is eligible for driving or not. Okay, this is a question. Understood the question, guys?
If age is less than 18, invalid print
Yeah.
invalid
Yep.
age.
Invalid age. If it is greater than, or if it is 18 or greater than 18, you have to say, okay, you are eligible.
Sir, I am getting an error when I'm comparing the two numbers.
Can you paste it on the chat? I'll verify it. Joginder, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you took x equal to integer input, enter x, enter y. You're saying like if x is greater than y. I think there is no issue in this. Enter the value of x. If I give 100, if I give 300, so this will be y is greater. Yes, y is greater. Now if I run it again,
But I'm
300.
getting error. I type maybe if you can guide me, what is the problem in that?
Y is greater, you're getting in which part?
In which line you are getting the error?
It says 6, 7, and 8. It says string object is not callable.
6 is x is greater, correct? You don't have any string which you have used over here. So there should be no issues, we have given it. What you do is you just copy your code, Joginder.
Okay.
Just copy your code and just open a new Python file.
Okay. Let
I
me try
think-
that.
Yeah, I think because of the kernel, there is a issue.
Right.
Because if it runs for me, see, I didn't do any changes over there, correct? Whatever you just sent, I just tried that.
Sure, let me try.
Okay, so Rafi has given an output. Okay, we have multiple outputs over here. So is it working, guys? Yeah, I think everyone's working. So let me take the same example. So as I told you, age is equal to, I'll take the integer value from the user. So it will be input, enter the age. Okay, I'll be taking the age from the user. So when I say that if age is greater or equal to 18, I have to say print eligible for DL. Okay, else print invalid input. Now if I give as 18 eligible for DL, very good, it is working. If I give 21, it says eligible for DL, very good. If I give 17, it says invalid input. Okay, now I assume like everyone has done the same thing over here, correct? They follow the same method. Yes, I can see like everyone has done the same thing, but okay, Vaishal, it's not working. May I know what it's not working? Okay, you took you didn't give the else part over there. You have to mention the else part, Vaishali, so that your program will work. Okay.
It's
So-
not working for the valid part also. Like if x is greater than or equal to 18, if I'm entering 19 also, it should print you are eligible for license, right?
Okay, you have X over here. You just make sure that you give some space over here.
Okay.
Now it should work, I guess. Yeah, it's working.
Yeah,
So
thank you
give
so
it
much.
give it a space and just mention the else part also. So I believe like everyone has gone with the same method which I have done. Okay. Now just see at your code, guys. Whatever code you have written, do you think it is 100% correct or is it 100% stable? Do you think? If I ask Gopal, others and all, okay. Gopal, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Do you think whatever program I have written, is it proper? Okay, Augustine is saying no, sir. Utsav is also saying no. So can you have,
No.
can you tell me like why it is not?
Hi, Akshay. Hello?
We need to have exception handling. Like if you give string for an age, it should be able to handle it.
Okay, just try with that. Or else you can just take that also over here. If you don't mention it integer over here. So by default, the value will be taken
String.
as string, correct? So if you give 18 also, it will not take the value. So we have given integer also. But remember one thing, when you give the input over here, will it be in the form of string?
It'll convert itself into integer.
No, but why do you want to convert the value into string?
By default, it's in string format.
Yeah, by default, it is in string format. From the string format, we are making it integer because we are giving a numerical value over here, correct? We are not telling the user to give in alphabets. So the string exception handling will not work over here. But I have one more thing which you can tell me. See, if you enter the age in words, we will not give the keyboard over here. Okay, we are just giving the number. So if you remember one thing over there in your program also, or if you try to fill any software or any forms to the application, in the number part you cannot give the alphabet. It will not take, correct?
See, it says personal on the top. So going to personal. You could
No, you could you see there's an arrow on the left from personal.
Mobin, are you talking to me?
The arrow.
Oh, no, sir.
No, he's not talking to me, I guess. Hello? Yeah, Gopal or anyone, can you tell me what problem we will be having over here?
Don't use computers? Yeah, because
Yes. So I'll tell you one thing over here. What error I feel over here is my kernel is not working. Again, I have to open a new one. Okay, over here I'll run it. So it's working, right? If I give 18, it works. If I give 19, it works. If I give 14, it works. Correct? But what if someone tries to give a age like this? It will still take the number, correct? Because this is the integer and we have told to provide the integer value, right? But is this a valid value?
No.
No. So you have to tell your program or you have to tell your script like if anyone enters this type of value, it should be again the invalid value. I just give a question mark. Okay, if anyone gives this value, you should not get an message saying that eligible for DL. Have you seen anyone who's having an age like this? No, right? This is the junk value which is been created. So can you tell me what?
So here we have to put input validation.
How input validation will happen?
We have to tell the program to that not accept rather than this age, maybe like 0 to 100 age or 0 to 1.
Perfect. So you have to tell the program that, okay, you have to take the value within this range only. So what I have to do is I have to create one more over here. Okay. So we use a function known as AND, which AND will be used to combine both the values over here. Okay. So when you say AND age is less than equal to 90, we'll just take this value. Now if you give 90, it will take, okay. But if you give 91, it will not take. Got it? Understood the difference over here? So guys, see, whenever you do the scripting side, you have to find all the possible ways your program will be running. We call it as test cases. Okay, your program should run in each and every test cases. Understood?
Yeah.
Okay, any doubts in today's topic?
No, sir.
Okay, so we'll stop for today. Tomorrow we'll see the nested elif part. Okay, we'll see something new tomorrow. For now, if you can just practice some more questions on your own, just do it. Okay, just practice it.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, can you give us a demo over a router? Means we can change the data using Python of a router like that.
Change the data in the sense you want to push some configuration to the router.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. Not now. In the coming session, we'll do that. See, for me, it's important to you people to have a hands-on on your Python. Okay, once you have a strong hold on Python, then it will be easy for you to understand the thing. But if I show you something over here, okay, I'll be honest with you. Okay, I'll just show you the code over here. What code I have? Desktop. Okay, so this code is used to create a VLAN over on the switch. Can you understand this code now?
No.
No, right? So that's why what we are doing
Only
is
only print is understanding.
yeah. You can only understand print, correct? Because we have not seen something else from this. So that's the reason we have to see something. We have to have a basic knowledge in Python. Got it?
Okay.
Okay. So don't worry. I'll help you like and I'll give full support in automation. Okay, you don't worry about that. So just practice, like just do whatever I tell, just do the things whatever I say, then everything will be fine. Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll meet tomorrow at the same time then. Okay, guys. So,
Sure. Thank you so
yeah,
much.
take care. Bye bye. See you.
Bye bye.
Right, thank you.